Hello everybody, I'm Max Radix alongside the 4-time NEW World Champion Erwin, and we welcome you to NEW Brawl.
The summit now behind us. 4 winners have emerged. We've already heard from Foxy Valentines. We know that they're trying for Foxy 4 belts once more. This time the other way around. Fox surprisingly going for the junior title, albeit held by Dare Durand.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while that at some point Nancy Valentine could prop up the women's division, potentially lead that division, and she's going to get that chance fairly soon for her first ever world title shot.
Then of course there's the other 2 winners. We should be hearing from Hannibal Jacobs, who's also in action here tonight, and we should be hearing from Tasmania over the forthcoming weeks. Plenty of action here tonight, starting off with this.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Delaware, weighing in at 307 pounds, Zach George.
Well, you know, for a new generation talent, he's very old school, is Zach George. Obviously, a bit of a cowboy in his own right.
Yeah, I quite like this kid, I've got to say. I mean, something about cowboys in NEW.
Well, you know,
a favour here.
He does as well as the original cowboy, then he could count himself very lucky indeed. Still early in this young man's career, still finding his feet.
Well, that is not his opponent, ladies and gentlemen. It's meant to be the Purist. That's the emulator, his tag team partner, and there is the Purist in the suit behind. Of course, see like the grade on the other side of the emulator.
Well, we see this from some of our other factions here in NEW from time to time, arriving in numbers, and it seems the WVGU, which has to be said, have not had the best run of luck here in NEW as of late, have decided to follow suit. So speaking of suits, like I understand the Purist is a fashionable guy, and you know, but that's got to limit his movement, surely. Why would he wear that to wrestle?
There's also that heat factor. Well, let's see how he does. Of course, the Purist with a bit more of an experience edge here against Zach George, but of course Zach George, that huge frame and that huge power, just showcasing, kicking things off with a pump handle slam.
Yeah, he's a very meat and potatoes type of wrestler, is Zach George, from what we've seen of him so far. Nothing too right into a submission. A sound technical base, it's always good to see here in NEW. That will definitely pay dividends later in Zach George's career. We can pretty much guarantee you that. The Purist, oh my word, shots. Bit of a brawler in his own right, despite his name.
Well, yeah, of course, the Purist claims himself to be the purest wrestler in the business. Of course, his actions with WVGU would suggest otherwise. Zach George, sending
one of the dirtiest wrestlers in the business, there's no doubt about that. WVGU have definitely floated around the ball, I think it would be fair to say, for a few months now.
Yeah, I think they've had a bit of a lack of focus here in NEW over the past few months, but I don't know, recently, since the superstar hasn't re-signed, they seem to have been coming back at this with a new look.
Well, you know, they're a solid mid-card team, but I don't really envision anything higher than that unless they really start to assert themselves in the divisions. Zach George, obviously in a completely different part of his career, he's only really just starting out, so the more of an impression he can make in singles matches like this, the better. You only get a finite amount of chances to stand out from the crowd.
Because we've seen Purist and a lot more tag action than we have singles action here in NEW. Seems to be tying up Zach George quite well at the moment. A few more hard shots to the face.
Some devastating right hands there by the Purist.
This crowd not liking this. Armbar locked in, those legs of Zach George under the other rope. Just absorbing some of the shots there. Dishing some back. He's trying. A bit of a speed advantage there from the Purist in that duel. Big power slam. Getting too close to the ropes. Purist now powerbomb.
Beautiful powerbomb by the Purist. Shatopa's there too. 2.9, that was close.
So very close, and Zach George now in trouble.
Vicious clothesline there by the Purist. Hammering down on that knee of Zach George. There's been a hell of a lot of focus on the head. Head for the Purist to George.
Usually more focused on submissions for victories. We haven't really seen that here.
You can see the blots on Zach George's forehead from those shots from the Purist. It's only a matter of time before he busts him open at this rate.
George again found an opening. Some hard shots to the gut. Purist responds.
Well, I've got to say, I kind of like this switch up in style from the Purist. He's using his size and his strength to his own advantage here. You know, we've just been saying, at the start of this match that the WVGU needs to mix it up a bit. Perhaps this is the beginning of that. It certainly couldn't hurt.
This is spilled to the outside rig to the eyes by Zach George.
Yeah, not for the first time tonight, it should be noted. Zach George, cowboy or not, seems to be perfectly okay with taking a shortcut if he needs to.
Yeah, I think a bit like Roy in that respect. He'll respect the rules, but when he's in the middle of a fight, things can get heated and he can get a bit carried away.
Dear Lord, the chop.
Draping the Purist over that barricade. Count of 5 here. Zach George just warding off the other members of WVGU before getting back in the ring.
Well, I was just about to speculate whether George would take a count-out victory, but none of that. For this youngster, my God, those chops are absolutely devastating.
Vicious knife edge. Purist is feeling it.
Yeah, his head connecting with that barricade. RF. Front row fans getting a bird's eye view of the action here.
Big elbow drop. And again. And a third from Zach George. He's fired up here. Count of 7. George back in the ring. And back out again. Not having that count out finally sends the emulator back in the ring.
You could just see ZTG hovering behind George in the background, but under the scope of Shatopa couldn't really do much about risking his guy getting disqualified.
That spinning back fist, the emulator ducked it into that sit-out powerbomb. Nearly had it.
Yeah, the Purist there ducked the elbow, hammered in that powerbomb, and then right back on the attack. Zach George did well to kick out there.
Anaconda Vice locked in deep.
That's
George
it,
has no choice.
Well, he did all that work to the head early on in this matchup, and it was only really the first submission of the night, but it was enough because of that damage already done. I think that was a well thought out and well executed match from the Purist, Erwin. That's the most impressive I've seen him in quite some time.
That's a new road to travel for the WVGU.
Well, it's now or never for WVGU. They either make an impact now, or they may as well go back where they came from, because right now they're just making up the numbers. A victory certainly doesn't hurt.
We will be back with the women's action. Cynthia Violet taking on Melissa Sanchez. Don't go anywhere.
Twin platinum gun, son, aim for the sky. Ice on my bullet, you die soon as I pull it.
She hasn't come alone. Diana Simmons at the side of Cynthia Violet here tonight. Perhaps a wise choice, knowing that Melissa Sanchez will no doubt bring Sophia Robbins to ringside. Cynthia Violet, 5 years in, a former EFW Women's Champion of 14 days, former NEW Women's Tag Team Champion of 364 days, and a former NEW Women's World Champion of 154 days, is looking tonight to get closer to trying to win that title back.
Yeah, Violet arguably in some of the best form she's had in quite some time in her NEW career. Always been a firm favourite, of course, homegrown talent, as is Melissa Sanchez, who's also on a great little run of form as of late, so it's great to see.
From Havana, Cuba, Melissa Sanchez.
It's great to see these homegrown talents basically coming into their own here in NEW. It must give you some tremendous satisfaction, Erwin. I know you've done quite a lot of work in our training facility, and you know, just to see it pay dividends here really now on the main roster.
Oh, certainly. I mean, everyone that works hard in Hotel Pain, it's been good to see it all start paying off for them. Melissa Sanchez now 4 years in, a former NEW, in fact the first ever NEW Women's Junior Champion, held that for 101 days.
Two of our best up-and-comers, 15 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
Oh! Of course, Violet's been to that mountain top before, Sanchez has not, but she does know what it means to hold the title.
Yeah, both have held gold here in NEW before, as you rightly say, Erwin. I'd say Cynthia Violet has more experience in singles matches.
Only that year between them. Oh.
Of course, Sanchez has been focusing a lot more on the tag team division as of late.
Hard shots here from Violet. Clearly been doing her homework on those hard strikes that Melissa Sanchez is now delving out.
Well, yeah, it's a battle of the forearms versus the battle of the thighs, really, here, because that...
Oh my word!
DDT on the apron there. Beautiful athleticism by Melissa Sanchez. As I was saying, it's the power of the legs for Melissa Sanchez that is truly impressive, like that crisis terminada. And those knee shots, they're a great example of one right there. Really are a game changer for Sanchez, who's completely reinvented herself over the last year and a half. Was quite a scrawny young lady when she first came into NEW, and look at her now. You wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Melissa Sanchez. Oh! Hell of a scissor kick.
Oh, and another come and go here. Those hard, vicious knee strikes.
She's done a homework of some of the Japan greats, which just pleases me, Erwin, no end.
Hard forearms again from Violet, who rolls up Sanchez onto her shoulders. Oh, Samoan drop. Almost a Death Eye driver. Oh, a sharp twist on it. Oh. Handstand body splash there.
I miss Japan. Do you think we could talk the committee into doing a tour? Oh, hard shot there with a knee.
Oh, some hard forearms. Of course, Kobayashi doing well over on Ronin Pro. Oh, a hard knee, former NEW competitor.
Ah yes, Kobayashi. Crazy man. Great wrestler.
Crossface here by Sanchez using Violet's own arm.
Well, you know the promoter better than I do, Erwin. I mean, that relationship with Ronin Pro's been a little bit frayed since Charlie Braddock stole that title, so maybe something for Reno to investigate.
Oh, sent over the top rope there is Violet. Robbins. Gotta watch herself here. Oh. More hard shots from Sanchez. Violet ducked a kick.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out as well that obviously last week there was a bit of an issue in our main event with the referee not seeing a very clear road break, and as you can see in both these matches tonight, I believe is scheduled for the main event as well. We've had our senior official, our most experienced referee, Mike Chatopa, calling the action as a full inquiry is made. You know, we take the we take the competence of our officials very seriously here in NEW.
Yeah, well, that #1 contendership is secured. Wolfsten are definitely going to get the beginning match of the next. Looking for a next contender. That'll probably be for New Year.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but you know, the referee's decision was final, the match was over, so...
Oh, big suplex by Sanchez.
It's back to the drawing board, unfortunately. But, you know, the time will come again, I'm sure. Sanchez is doing some great work here on Cynthia. Violet. Oh, great reversal. Tremendous strength by Violet.
Count of 6 here, though. We're going to have to get cautious about being counted out. Violet realises. Once it's back in the ring, Sanchez obliges. Violet gives her no chance. What a forearm. Again, scoops her up, and look at this sharp twist she puts on this. Some new stylings from Violet, it would seem.
Yeah, again, another competitor who started to reinvent herself.
Yeah, always evolving her combat. And Cynthia Violet. Oh.
It's a temper that's going to get that girl into trouble one day, you mark my words.
There's a reason they call her the Red Dragon, going for a pin here. Only a 1.
It'll be the making or the breaking of her. I don't think there's going to be any in between for Cynthia Violet.
Oh, Dragon Sleeper.
Yeah,
oh,
of course.
Contortion.
A specialist hold of Cynthia Violet here. The Red Dragon living up to her name. Tremendous pull back on that Dragon Sleeper.
Back to the leg of Sanchez, who would not tap. Oh, got it locked in dead center of the ring. This time, legs across the body.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Nowhere to go for Sanchez.
I don't think Sanchez expected a second one so soon.
Nah, I think Cynthia Violet was just saw the positioning of Sanchez in the ring. Like after this ankle hold here, as you can see, kind of Sanchez's body just rolls a little bit more to the center. So Violet gets right behind her
there with the legs, and as soon as that leg slipped out, that's when she got in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. That extra hold, the scissors, certainly did the job for Cynthia Violet. Great win for the Red Dragon.
Just rapid competition here tonight. We will be back with our main event and some words from Hannibal Jacobs. Don't go anywhere.
Change the past, but we can start today to make a better tomorrow.
I'm here at this time with Hannibal Jacobs. Hannibal, you secured a victory in the Summit Tournament. Have you and the committee made a decision on your prize?
It's only the greatest prize in New Reno. But not just that, it's on the biggest show in New. I will take on whoever is New World Champion come New Year. I have a shot to get the title match at Nightmare before New Year, so I might even face myself.
What the name of... So, Hannibal Jacob has decided to go for the world title.
Yeah,
Can't say I'm overly surprised.
as he points out, ladies and gentlemen, this could very well be his path to that #1 contendership as well at Nightmare. If he can stop Paul Masters' reign here.
Well, yeah, Paul Masters. Let's talk about this young man. My God, what a month and a half that Paul Masters has. Right, we've been saying it for a while. I've been saying it for a while. Paul Masters has made a believer out of me, and now he's starting to rack up some really important wins here in NEW. He beat Cowboy Roy. He beat Simon Youngblood. Can he beat another former world champion here tonight in Hannibal Jacobs? This kid is becoming a little bit of a legend killer.
Yeah, of course, we're experimenting a little toward the end of the year here. We're sort of considering three. Oh, hang on a second.
I beat a man half to death in Houston for calling me yellow.
Oh, me walloper hasn't been milked by a bunny in a fortnight. Ah, good old gentle Bessie. Let me moisten you up a bit down there first. Stuart, what the hell are you doing? Oh, hey, oh, it's not what it looks like. No, I was just thinking about inventing a musical instrument. Yeah, using a sheep's stomach as a bag that you blow right into. You know, if I had time to properly demonstrate, I've got nowhere to be. I'm sorry. I had no right to jump to conclusions. Oh, Betty! The other day I killed the two things I love most in the world. My beautiful Bessie and music. I'd also killed music.
2 is I cannot stand sissies. And I think that Hart is a sissy. Are you a sissy?
General Washington, the Redcoats outnumber us 1,000,000,000 to 12. Fear not, American, for tonight we dine in Virginia!
King George would like to speak with you. This is a British colony.
British? This is America!
Are you a sissy?
Pop it, twist it, pull it, bend it, flip it, extend it, load it. What? Load it. Cock it. Read it.
Your target is Senator Carlton McDougal. The 15th floor of the Gilmore building will provide an unobstructed vantage point.
Memorize it. Burn it. Aim it. Kill it. Kill it.
What in the name of...
The unique stylings of Hannibal Jacobs.
Of course, in the middle of all that madness, there was a great promo by one of the very best to ever do it, the late great Terry Funk.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can consider that a homage by Hannibal Jacobs, but...
Well, it was either a homage or deeply disrespectful. I mean, we're going to have to let the fans decide, but it's Hannibal Jacobs, so it's a mushroom/acid trip at best. I mean, don't underestimate this guy, because it's all business once the bell rings. We say that every time he wrestles, because I'm sure it's a psychological game that Jacobs plays. I don't think Paul Masters is going to underestimate Hannibal Jacobs, so certainly not in the form that he's been in the last month or so.
Again, as I was saying before, the distractions of Jacobs there. Oh, hang on a second. Speaking of distractions, that's Bruce Brown.
But what is Bruce Brown doing here? The Scottish spinebreaker, of course.
Magnum Opus have issues with Hannibal Jacobs and Razor Parsons and the Unorthodox. Oh,
well, yeah, we know.
For a pin.
Yeah, Masters taking full advantage of the distraction there by Bruce Brown. We know Magnum Opus have designs on the men's tag team championship. They're not really in the discussion right now because, well, frankly, Bruce Brown and Brad Moss just haven't quite clicked yet as a unit. Despite the fact that Rick Weaver, our world champion, has pretty much laid down the claim that he will make them the best tag team on the planet.
Oh, jawbreaker. Again, this is for the if Paul Masters wins this, he will get a shot at Rick Weaver at Nightmare Before New Year.
Well, yeah, there is a fair point. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a vested interest on both sides of the coin here for Magnum Opus on the winner of this thing. Bruce Brown, of course, I think it's fair to say Rick Weaver's most trusted lieutenant. I mean, maybe he's just here to do some scouting for his boss. Not seen hide a hair of Rick Weaver since he threatened to sue the company. Of course, we can't really go into the details of that. I mean, it's still in the hand of the legal branch of the company. But it's not looking good for Airwolf.
Big hip toss by Jake, and I've got to wonder if Bruce Brown's out here because deep down Rick Weaver had rather face the wrath of Paul Masters than the wrath of Hannibal Jacobs.
I don't know who would you rather face in this situation. You've got the unorthodox one in Hannibal Jacobs. Yeah, he's a former world champion. He's deeply unpredictable and in that ring is as savage as they get. But Paul Masters right now, he's young and up and coming. He's hungry.
On fire. I mean, it's almost a no-win scenario for our current world champion.
Well, we know Weaver does his homework. I mean, he is a cerebral competitor. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Rick Weaver does his homework.
I mean, if anything that's tilted a decision here for Magnum Opus, it's that previous grudge against the Unorthodox.
Great suplex here by Hannibal Jacobs, just showing that strength, and of course that rush of blood going straight to the head of Paul Masters. There's been an element of a cocky streak in Paul Masters the last 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's always been there.
Spine buster, hook to the neck.
That could be it. Hand on the rope, and there we are. An example of vigilant officiating there from Mike Chatopa, making sure there's not the same mistake as there was last week.
Beautiful butterfly suplex there by Jacobs. This with the chop. Masters quick with the DDT.
Yeah, spiking DDT there by Paul Masters. It wasn't pretty, but it... and again, just for good measure, just planning the head of Hannibal Jacobs in the ground. Bruce Brown seems to like what he sees here. Maybe you're right, Erwin. Maybe Opus do prefer Masters to Jacobs.
Sweep of the leg. Hannibal DDT! That could be it right there. Too close to the ropes though.
I can see why, from a business perspective, why Opus would want Masters. Is a hell of a lot more easy to market than Hannibal Jacobs is. He's young, he's upcoming.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe they're going to try and speak to him after the match and work something out. I don't know.
Hey, if there's money in it, I really wouldn't put it past Magnum Opus. Hannibal Jacobs keeping relatively focused on the youngster. Paul Masters getting a good little run in the early on going in this matchup after a harsh start, I think it's fair to say. Vicious heel to the back of the head there.
To the apron looking for that forearm, but went up and over.
Yeah, it's very hit and miss, that move. I'd say it's maybe a 50% hit rate at best at the moment for Masters, but he keeps on trying it.
Catching his breath, recovered quickly though. with that drop kick to the back that has Hannibal Jacobs draped over that middle rope.
Yeah, conditioning is such a huge factor in matches like this, and Paul Masters has been in a lot of in-ring action the last month or so.
Going for it again. Connects that time.
You see, I think Masters keeps doing it because he knows when he hits it, there's a good chance it can win him the match. 2.9. I thought that was it right there. Jacobs using every ounce of experience, getting his shoulder off the mat. Oh, hard knee right to the midsection, blocked there by Masters, throws a strong left. Brainbuster. Good old-fashioned brainbuster, shades of Al Snow.
Hard elbows there. Knee to the back of the head, driving the face into the canvas. Jacobs in trouble here, armbar by Masters, wrenching back.
Yeah, it's been a go-to hold. There it is. Paul Masters again. My God, what a run this kid's on. He'll face Rick Weaver. We've got a new number one contender. Where's our replay gone?
For some reason we don't have a replay here, but there was an armbar.
Yeah, it was a hellacious armbar by Paul Masters. I mean, that seems that we've been talking about go-to holds for the last few weeks, and that armbar seems to be Paul Masters, and he's used it to great effect here tonight. But I mean, let's summarise. I said it at the beginning of the match here.
What the hell is this?
Bruce Brown in the ring with Masters. What the hell?
Is there some kind of collusion going on here?